Так. So let's make some watercolors. I have this pre-drawn Cyberpunk pictures. It's let me tell you what kind of paper. It's Arches hot press satin, I guess. So I've been talking in the previous watercolor videos about main principles, some kind of techniques in watercolor, and then it's also interesting is like there is types of sequence kind of which you do when you make watercolor. So it's like with all these principles, like in a drawing, like creating artwork, you know, you juggling with many techniques. It's a composition, it's a perspective, like a shading and principles, how to build form, all this stuff. Same in watercolor, is like you need to think about shading, you need to think about kind of warm and cool principles, about color harmony, about also sequence, very important. So with all these many principles and like what sabotage, this crazy keyboard. So you can organize it differently, right? So you can like prioritize it differently, and how you start with which accents, it's influence result a lot. So here's this like kind of like I make for example which way you can color page, kind of panel or page in comic book. So for example, let's take one type of watercoloring is when you start from flats. So it's kind of like how most anime look, even like Miyazaki cartoons. It's just you kind of first to just make flat colors for everything. So let's say like a skin color. In watercolor, always anyway, you also keep in mind this kind of principle of start from very light and slowly grow intensity and darkness. So if you start like very dark and or very intense colors from beginning, it's kind of like you cannot like work will lose quality if you will try to make it lighter. So you better start from light and make it darker, then later you try to lighten it up. So it's convenient, like most of the times you just start with low saturated light colors. But what also is interesting, it's all these techniques and sequences, all these approaches. You think a lot about this on beginning stages when you're learning, but once you get enough experience, like you get this solid skills, it's kind of like you don't need to think about this anymore. Things will just, you will like naturally kind of consider all this all these techniques, you know, just will do it fluently without need to think about it, to focus on it. Like I've been talking also in previous video, it's like goal is to practice till you reach this fluent intuitive state. Hello, Alec Sieves. Так. But even when I make this kind of flats, especially in watercolor, it's more fun to make this like transition within colors. So instead of just put one color, you better put like, you know, it's like one color going into another, while you can maintain same general color, still it's slight transitions, like from going from yellow to more brown to more purple, kind of just very slight. So go away, became cooler. Also, this kind of think about colors. Warm colors, they perceived like they're moving towards you, and the cool colors, they perceived like they're moving away. So some kind of like subconscious perception. I think it was like Kandinsky, he say about this, that colors, they have this movement in them, and warm colors, they move towards you, cool colors, they move away, like move further, and like green color, he's not moving. Green color perceived like a static, like a stable, static. That's why it's like films. It feels like a soothing, like a green color, make us feel kind of comfortable, relax, like soothing effect. And the red color is kind of similar to green, but it's nervous. It's not a static, it's kind of moving every direction. It's just like vibrating nervous color, kind of. It's like hard to check proof or kind of prove how it works, whatever, but I think it's really makes sense. It's really how it feels. So let's do it, will be some kind of bluish jacket. So also depends on a type of work. Way of mixing color will be different. So here, like I say, I will show this limited palette type of coloring. So there in a limited palette I use only 3 paint, only 3, like don't use any more than 3 paint. Sometimes, like some work, I will like very careful with which colors I mix together. So I have a table with colors and pigment, because it's chemistry, you know. It's not just like coloring in a digital. When you color with the pigments or with the actual paints, there is a lot of chemistry, you know. There is like this pigments, like different ad- adhesive stuff inside. So you need to research and make sure these colors, they will be like they it's a good combination, because sometimes they chemically not very good combining, like also there is, you know, transparent colors and opaque colors. So for certain work it's really crucial. So again, it's like it depends. For this here, I don't care much, so it's just just kind of use whatever color. It's like if I paint it digitally, kind of. Let's make also skin. Так. This here also. So this flat type of coloring is like you start from this light value, low saturation colors, and then make shadows, kind of shading composition. Так, so let's do this kind of here. Так, and this car behind. Let this car make bluish, so it will be like kind of reflecting sky color. So there's some people. Yeah, so now I see it's kind of motorcycle color, can make darker. Just like even if we talk about this like a local color, its own color without shadow, is still like too bright. It's like he's riding pink motorcycle. Should be more aggressive, like a red, some kind of red. Yeah. Okay, anyway, now I need to make shadow. So shadow will be dark blue. Some kind of like, don't need to make it too saturated. So usually it's blue similar to sky color, because this like blue color of a shadow, it's actually color of a second light source. So if a sun is main light source, you know, like a kind of like a lamp, then sky, it's a second light source, because you know it's in a James Gurney book about coloring, I think he was telling this example. So it's like, if you imagine, if or you know, it's just imagine there is no sun with the same brightness of a sky. So sky itself is like very strong light source. This kind of like blue, you know, dome, kind of this blue dome is a huge blue color lamp, and this blue color of a sky coloring shadow area. Hello pen. Hello shadow art. Shadow art. If one exercise which, yeah, I always say like best exercise, like it's break down your favorite artworks. So kind of like it's of course it's important what is your, like which skill you want to improve when you break down. So you, because you can break down colors, you can break down composition, you can break down perspective. So I have this many video, like for example like playlist masters. In the playlist masters I have all this video where I show examples how you can break down your favorite artists, what kind of like structures and like how they use perspective principles. Because you know, like you can learn basic perspective and then it's like, okay, now I know perspective, but then it's a big question like how to use it when you need it, right? How to apply this basic perspective knowledge, because application of basics, it's also kind of skill. It's also, it's not only skill, but it's also kind of creative process. You can find somebody like, I say best practices kind of, right? You can find best practices like how other artists using these fundamental principles in their work, and you can find your own ways. So it's because this essentials perspective basics, it's like building principles, like construction principles, you know, it's some kind of like very basic kind of like building blocks or rules, you know. So you, in your work, you will find how to apply them for particular case, because there is not only one way, and like even if it's like slight adjustment to approach everybody, no, other artists already use, it's also kind of this slight adjustment, you know, it's kind of can be huge insight in your work. It can be this kind of element in your style which will make your work like very distinct, very different. Like for example, if you take Katsuhiro Otomo and Tsutomu Nihei Blame, right? Like Tsutomu Nihei, he has some kind of approach I never seen in anybody else, and it's hard to really figure out exactly what he doing. This is kind of like a slight, very subtle difference of a vision of a process itself. While like he or Atom or everybody else, they're using same principles of perspective. It's not like nothing really new under the sun. But Tsutomu Nihei, he have some interesting tricks. Or composition in Treadmore works. It's like I'm not sure what he doing exactly. It's like, yeah, I see there it's like some common principles everybody use, but there are like some elements which I can see he using them every time, but I don't understand like where he takes them from, like how he combine like this element, I don't know, with this common techniques and common principles. So to learn be creative and be able to apply these essentials, break down like master works is really helpful. It's like this what is kind of easy to do. It's not so hard, it's very satisfying, and it's like really help you improve. It's like improve like artist, not just like some guy who drawing pictures, or not picture, like so many beginners, they just make some kind of random drawings without composition, without like make it final work, just some kind of sketches with random stuff. So to get like actual like kind of artist skills, you need to more study and analyze other artist works. And everybody eventually they will understand they need to do it. Everybody doing it. So because all this it's a made up stuff, artworks, visual art is not something which just emerge naturally from air. No, it's made up by other people. So if you want to be artist, you need to learn from someone who already making it, right? And then you can have like more precise, more focused goal, like which type of work exactly you want to do, which art direction, which style, techniques, materials, all this, like you're more narrow focus, and you learn this from other artists. It's like if you want to be opera singer, I mean, like, just imagine, like, can you have even idea of become opera singer if you never hear other opera singers? It's kind of like impossible, right? No, I mean, or it will be like this kind of like you're living in a cave or somewhere like on a desert, and just because you have this like, I don't know, like Western biospirit, and you kind of like start to reinvent opera in the like, so like, oh, I want to sing this way, maybe only such case. But usually, of course, you will have this idea because you hear somebody singing, and then you will like more carefully study them, right? So, and this also is this like natural passion and appreciation which standing behind it. So we should have like more such thing, like when you in awe and admiration to other works, instead of being like jealous, hostile, and egocentric, when there's like beginners, they're like drawing 3 pictures and they already want to be one-off artist. I say like, okay, here is Kim Jong-gi and me, and I'm also a real artist. Or like, oh, this guy, he's younger than me, but he drew better than me. Not important. It's not about you. You should always be humble towards other artists. And if they do like great work, it's good for you. You just say like, wow, he moving to place where I want to go or where I want to be. He kind of like my art brother, kind of, right? He have same passion as me. So it always should be like this appreciation in the core. And it's naturally will also guide you towards learning and analyze other artist works. Because like I think it's really important to have this like healthy constructive mindset. It's something like which should be like considered and established early. Cool, thank you. Так, thank you for feedback. Так, this kind of color not very cool. Так. So, and same, I think, kind of like a funny way is like people like think about AI. This kind of like what make artists angry about AI, which I think is only like a mature problem. Because if you will think about it, if you will look at this, you say, okay, this kind of thing I totally don't have control over. Because like I say, if you will try to control it in the West, in like Europe, USA and stuff, you will never control it in China. So they will use every copyrighted work for teaching their AI. And you will never know it. You know, nobody will inform you about this. You will only find it out after like 5 or 10 years. It's like, what a second. All this Chinese AI learned from my works all this time. And you don't have any compensation at all. Nobody send you any notifications. So basically it's like, I mean, yeah, I don't say like we should not do anything about this, but in such situation, it's pointless to be angry. It's pointless to kind of like to be rage. It's like, oh, we must stop this AIs. No, you will never stop this. Unfortunately or fortunately, I don't know. So and this, I believe, this kind of like rage, this panic, it's like also egocentric. Is this kind of similar to jealousy to other artists? When you look other artists' work and it's like, oh, I need to work so. It's like, for me it will be so difficult to draw picture like he can draw so easily. It's like, because for you it looks like it's so easy, right? So, but whatever, maybe even if he's a genius and he really like draw it very fluently, easy, and it was never hard for this artist. Okay, good for him. That's it. And if there is AI doing pictures, yeah, it's kind of can be problem, but it should not hit your core, like when you're like really like personally disturbed. You know, I think this is kind of very interesting moment. Because actually, you know, you are also sort of slop machine for certain extent. You've been also like copying everything around you without being aware of this. So it's some kind of hypocrisy. Yeah, everything you see I do fluently or fast or I don't know, natural. All this is just kind of side effect of doing it many times, of repeating, relearning. That's it. It's like and all this your thoughts you have when you look like me, for example, drawing, like it's like, wow, I have no idea like how he doing it, or I don't know, something like this. All this I have too. I had this kind of stuff in my mind too, and like everybody going through all these stages. Everybody is, it's just how it works. So, and you will really understand it when you will get through it. You need to get through it. You need to get over it. All this depression, lack of confidence, or confusion, fear, self-doubt, all this stuff. You just go over it. You need to keep working. There is process. There is I mean, it's kind of direction is pretty clear. It's written in the books. It's being constantly told by everybody around. You don't have excuses. All excuses is just basically it's just procrastination, lack of discipline, lack of motivation, like kind of this being soft character, you know. So that's it. It's not about having some kind of inherent talent that's and kind of required inherent talents. No, it's like, yeah, these talents will be just some basic intellect. Like, do you have like enough intellect to be able to do this work or not? If you think you're retarded and it's too difficult for you, okay, it's kind of smart to to be so aware of yourself, you know. But if you're not retarded, if you have enough brains to be artist, like just be honest with yourself, then you have all you need, and you will be eventually like very high, very like you will be much better artist than me. Just put work in it. Так. Because it's so, and when you say, for example, for some like very professional artists, you know, like when they hear from amateur artists like or beginners, when they hear, and they hear it a lot, when they hear these compliments like, oh, you're so talented, or it's so easy for you, or you're so natural, it's always, you know, they will roll their eyes because it's insane amount of work, and they look at you, and you're like, you know, you're transparent, like everybody transparent, like, you know, when we walk same path and you look back and you see these people who follow and who walk in same path, but they before, right, you can see it clearly. So they look at these beginners and say like, dude, just like, what are you talking about? You're lazy ass. You're not even like have enough discipline to kind of for kind of some basic level of commitment, and you walking around with this kind of perception like, oh, if somebody achieves something, it's because easy for them, right? Like, because this how it must be. It's only explanation, because like they can do it because it's easy for them, you know. So we should kind of distance ourselves from this like worldview. It's kind of communists, they're like this like resentment, jealousy. So I mean, I don't say yours like this. Everybody we had and have from time to time such weakness. Just important to be aware what is it, like a nature behind such stuff. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Möbius, definitely one of my favorite artists. It's like when I've been studying Möbius works, like doing this like analysis, I figure out very clearly that you know, it's kind of like a level, like body of work he did, like so many work he and the labor he put in his kind of artist career. He master this type of medium. So you know, this like line art, it's kind of a comic book illustration style. He mastered it to level which I don't know. It's like it's almost like he did it all. So you can study from him, or you will try to reinvent the bicycle yourself. So just keep it in mind. You know, it's crazy. Like if you when you take fountain pen or any like fine liner, you're doing line art. Like every possible stuff been already done with by other artists before. So you basically you cannot create invent anything really new with this if you make like realistic artwork with ink. So it's like a language, right? Yeah, you can make like new language, but it will be like insanity, right? Like your new language nobody will understand, and especially if you will create some kind of rules for your new language which is not similar to usual rules and stuff. So it will be just crazy. Same with ink. I don't know, you cannot invent anything new with it. Only you can do is just look at masters like a Möbius, and you will see how like most of manga art being kind of influenced by Möbius. And you can, of course, you can go deeper and you will see like Möbius actually was influenced by other masters before him. So it's kind of interesting. I'm not really so educated in the art history to not so competent to be like super precise here, but yeah, when somehow everybody will look like a Möbius right now. This kind of what I'm trying to say. When you start to draw in like some interesting looking work with ink, somehow it will be look like a Möbius work anyway. So, and if you will learn from beginning by looking into Möbius work and copying his approach, you will just get there faster. Так, okay, let's back to this, what I'm doing here. Hello, Lucien. Nice. Hello to Brazil. Так. Yeah, more kind of fluent with perspectives and watercolor. So now I also practice like how to color, and while being recorded and also like speaking. Yeah, and full list of my favorite, like most important artists. It's basically this playlist masters on this YouTube channel. It's like Möbius, Katsuhiro Otomo, Masamune Shiro, And then, you know, it's just so many artists. I look. It's like too many. Because I like old artists, like traditional artists. Because it's kind of interesting. You might have like favorite artists, which work in the medium you actually not work, like doing different type of work. So my favorite artist is not type of art I do myself, but I still really appreciate them, and I wish I can also like paint, like do oil painting like them, for example. You know, this like epic historical paintings, or old school American illustrations, for example. They're so cool. Yeah, make sure also when you work, okay, so there is your final goal, right? Like kind of which level of art which you want to have. So like when you look at your favorite artists, for example, you say for yourself like, yeah, this level of work I want to do, and this is my goal. And of course, like every time you look at this, you will be frustrated with your current level, right? So it's also important to find for yourself how to enjoy with your current state, with your current level, your current quality of work. So kind of, it's hard to give like super advice about this, but at least if you think about it, you will find solutions. You will find your own solution which work for you. So just keep in mind how to make your process like enjoyable, you know. So for example, when I start making this like environment sketches when I was in art college in 2000, yeah, like 2004. So we was going like outdoors and draw buildings, streets, and I was trying to make it like some kind of illustrations from study books. You know, when they show you, say like, okay, this is perfect work. This kind of like what we should be able to do. And we go outside and I try to choose like, oh my god, it's impossible. And you look at your like ugly scribbles, and it's so depressing kind of. And it were till moment when I just find it's like when I change a little my focus. So instead of trying to make my work look like this high quality work, look like this kind of like decent artwork, I change my focus to try and capture interesting elements which I notice in environment. So like when I go outside, right, and I see like, oh, this kind of interesting view, and I like this kind of interesting arrangement, and I want to capture it in my work. That's it. So when I change to it, now I have some personal goal, like which is like based on my personal, my own life experience, and it's something which touches me. It's not, like kind of common knowledge or common vision, like, oh, everybody needs to draw like this. No, it's something like which I notice and I want to capture it. So it feels like very differently. I know it's like this thing is something what only me doing, nobody else doing it. Nobody, because if somebody else even will go and draw exactly same view, he will do it differently. Just because he is not me. So once I get this like shift, kind of this focus, it became more satisfying because now I can get results. Now my goal, okay, capture my experience, capture my perception, capture my vision, and I can improve with that. So when I did like first 10 drawings, I see like, yeah, it's kind of close to how I see it, and now it's on the paper, so goal achieved, right? Then like 100 works, it's already start to look like a decent outdoor sketch, like one by one, like work, like more you draw, you start to apply more advanced kind of techniques, like your perspective improve, your line confidence improve, you became just kind of like a more you just your ability to work with more elements grow, so now you can make more sophisticated, more complex work. With the more amount of work you do, you develop this like heavier machinery in your head, kind of, right? So this is what I'm talking like about. Find for yourself how to make process enjoyable on the stage which you have. So because like, yeah, I keep in mind, I don't know, like, yeah, let's say like this one, yeah, it's not as good as Möbius work anyway. Maybe it's close, like closer than your level, maybe, right? But realistically speaking, like, I know Möbius, he will like, it's like another level. But it not bugs me so much because I reach my own goal. Like, I create my own composition, I create my own picture, I share my own perception and my idea. So I feel pretty happy with this, So, and it's important when you have these two things simultaneously, when you being like realistic and you have this like high goal, and also you aware that you need to be yourself and enjoy just the process and kind of, yeah, you need to enjoy work. You cannot just be in only like press yourself, being like a robot, right? Because if you have only one thing, it will not work. If you only think about this goal, you will collapse. It's too much kind of pressure. Or if you only enjoy your work and you don't want to have this pressure of higher goal, you will stuck on some very amateur level forever. You know, you will be this kind of artist who is like, I draw in pictures, all my friends call me artist, and I want everybody call me artist. You know, it's like, okay, like, let's call you artist then. Okay. No problem with that, but I mean, you are not kind of professional artist, let's say, like in my kind of in my vision, you are not real artist. You know, it's just, yeah, you can enjoy making your like funny pictures and every your friends happy, or they say they like it because they don't want make you feel uncomfortable. Так. I don't know, like being teacher make me more mature. No, I mean definitely, yeah. Can say just like have a real life experience, make more mature when you have this like feedback loop, you know, like your expectations and real life, right? Like this meme when they say like, oh, this how you think it should be, and then this how it really works in real life. I think this kind of like main mature kind of moment in doing any job. It's to see kind of limitations. So when you know, like when you have your own project, it feels like you have no limitations, right? But in reality, anyway, you will kind of stumble upon certain limitations, like a lack of budget, lack of time. It's like you don't have forever, you need to finish your project somewhere, right? Lack of skills. It's like you want it to be like Möbius level, but yeah, it will take then like 20 years to get there. So like, okay, it's like my first comic book, I've been drawing like 10 pages 20 years because I've been keeping redrawing them until they became like Möbius level, you know. So teaching or doing like project for money kind of is this kind of thing when you realize you need to accept limitations, you need to face this reality. So whatever it is, like most of your students, they will never be artists. No, I mean if you teach like children, for example, right? Then most of your recommendations will be forgotten or misunderstood. It's another kind of moment. Then what I don't know is everywhere, or I think actually pretty much must be like general situation, but like at least where I've been teaching, I noticed that like if you really want to teach children, right, or students, when you really want your students to learn, you really want them to improve or understand something important, reality is is only your problem. It's only your problem. Nobody else wants this. And with this, uh, your goal, you will fighting against everyone. Your boss will do everything to make you not able to teach real art and real skills for students, like all this, like managers, parents, and the children. I mean, they have, this kind of, I mean, they're just like, or students, like they might have expectations. They want to have their certain, like, common knowledge how things should be. So if you think, like, people go and say like, oh, I want to be artist, and you can teach me, right? I'm so, like, I want listen you, and I will do exactly what you tell me to do, kind of, right? I don't know, it's happened maybe like from like hundreds of people I've been teaching. Maybe I can remember only 2 people who had this kind of mindset. But then again, like I say, like, parents, they pretty much don't understand this most of the time. So it can be like very, very discouraging. So yeah, I don't know. Так. It's interesting. I cannot be fluent with colors when I paint on camera. Colors kind of tend to be dull. Anyway, working on it. I mean, like, Master is my mentor. If I could take Master as my mentor, who is my B? I think like anyone, like Möbius, Miyazaki, Norman Rockwell. But right now, there's like people who are alive. Like you can, like, Will Weston, for example. You can go to his workshops. He doing this, like, online workshops, live workshops. I think he's like real master. Okay, a little stuck with this, we'll come back later. just need to figure out how to fine-tune my brain so I can make colors under camera. Так, let's see. So again, I'm making this light first. Yeah, and the same, I mean, interested with like a coach. If you're like a boxing coach, for example, I think they like most of them dream to train a champion, but 99% of students they will just they just occasionally disappearing. Like most of people, they have their own life schedule. They just come, training for some time, and then disappear. And it's like, I think it's very annoying. Like when you have like many people with different level, and some people don't have, which is also I think kind of majority, maybe like 50%, more than 50% of people who go to gym, they're not consistent. They just like come and go, and with this like approach they will never be like a serious boxing level. So maybe like for some total zero they will be better, but for sportsmen or professional boxers it always will feels like absence of skills at all. Yeah, if talking about like a teaching help you to learn, it's true, but I think it's not necessary. You don't need to teach to learn how to draw it better, you know. I think it should be it should be also like interest in teaching. So, and somebody like they don't want to talk much about how they draw. Like again, like I think like Miyazaki, he doesn't like he not look like a guy who like to explain a lot about what he's doing. So, when I was teaching, I find it's like when you teach, it's very similar to make artwork, because you know it's like you can do it yourself, or you can train someone who will do it, and it's still kind of in result is artwork, right? You cannot claim it. You can't say like it's my work because I teach him. but who cares? Like, I don't need to claim everything. I just know it's a fact, kind of, and it's not like about me again. It's about make more art, let's say, right? Bring more creativity to this world. So if you consider it this way, then teaching is kind of also part of being artist. You kind of in result it will be more artworks. So without you, maybe it will be less artworks, or these artworks will be like lower quality. And with your teaching, you contributing to culture, right? So you influence, you kind of like transforming reality, a world around you. Like when you make picture, so here like it can be like where's like bare wall, for example. Like imagine you sit in a room which is just like empty room with empty walls, and then you make picture with mountains, river, beautiful sky, and now you put this picture on the wall. It's changed environment like a lot. It's a totally different environment now with this painting on the wall. And then imagine like, okay, it's your student put this picture on the wall. Kind of same result. So I think it's like when you think this way, it's very interesting. So it's also like you're actually like making artworks when you teach someone else. Same like when you clean your house or take care of an environment in your area, like a cleaning street or stuff. It's like from certain point I start to also consider it as making art. Yeah. No, I'm not agree like artists are crazy. I just think it's like it's many crazy people who think they're artists, and there is it's kind of marketing trend to commercialize this image of crazy artist, like it's kind of different than other people somehow and stuff like this. I'm more like Miyazaki, for example. I think like in a kind of like in the normal life, let's say like he's your neighbor, he will be like any other people. He's just like maximum normal guy. So what is crazy about him? It's like absolutely normal guy, like just one, like any other guy who go to work. So he wake up, go to work. He come back from work and he live like any normal people. Nothing crazy about him at all. If like, oh, he have like crazy idea or something, it's like, oh, like everybody crazy. I mean, just try to, like, how long ago you trying to talk with people? Like, yeah, of course, like most of people, they even will not able to kind of like put words together or like speak with some long sentences. So just like man, bro, oh, yo. It's like, I mean, okay, you will call this normal? No, I don't think it's normal. Like, kind of, bro, you know, kind of, you know, that's not a normal. It's just so like every artist actually, like who I consider as masters, they absolutely average people. When you like superficially, they're not look like oh, I'm artist. They look like engineers or like office workers. I don't know, like totally normal people, average kind of. They have families, they have jobs. So and this artist, I like this like a webtoon space boy artist and creator. What's his name? McCraney. I think like McCraney. So yeah, same what he say. He say like if you will spend too much energy for like spectacular lifestyle, you will have not enough energy for doing your creative work. So most of artists, they're like save all energy for their work, and in a normal life, like in a daily life, they just look, they just like, you know, super blank kind of default guys. You just move in to your workspace, that's it. Not trying to make any performance. Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course, like if you mean is they're like crazy, it's like, whoa, you're cool. It's like you're so focused on your work, whatever. But also, I really hear this. Oh no, there's really like many people who really think like artists, they are not normal. And it's just like, yeah, some of them probably, but if we take like top level artists, like top masters, most of them is just professional people. You cannot be like some unstable weirdo. No, I mean, unless it's if your art is just like you like this, okay. But if you're like realist artist, no, you don't have so much energy for this nonsense. All your energy goes to work. No, I mean like, of course you have a lot energy. You just channel your energy into work, and not like spill it around everywhere into like spectacles, like show like whoa. Because like even like let's say compare like rock and roll, rock star, right? Like rock star and artist. Like illustrator, comic book artist, they're like constantly doing creative work. It's like you need to constantly uh, kind of make something new. It's like it's a lot of brain work. If you're like a rock star, it's like you have like 10 songs you sing like all your life. Like I don't know, Rolling Stones. It's just like, you have like two good songs, all others some kind of like blank nonsense, and you just like keep repeating them all your life. Yeah, of course you have a lot of time to dress up and just fooling around. So так. Let's see what I can do here. Так. Okay, this is my favorite blue. Yeah, about craziness also, like there is a video from Miyazaki mentor. Yeah, I think he's kind of like his mentor. Forget his name. This artist from toy animation. So, and he say like about he was talking about Miyazaki when he been like a young artist. He just came to animation, and yeah, he say Miyazaki been like drawing so much, like making so much work. So for people like who will notice it, you know, like from outside perspective, it's look like he's losing his mind. You know, it's like being like absolutely obsessed and drawing. Yeah, this kind of crazy. Так. And those guys say it's only way. It's the only way to become like a serious level artist is to be this kind of obsessed, possessed, like being like captured entirely. Yeah, thank you, Shadow Art. Yeah, very appreciate. Так. You do you have YouTube channel too? Or I say you're just like 9 months. Yeah, you say drawing 9 months. Yeah, still, like you can make also kind of YouTube channel. It can be like one more motivator for you to draw more, because like if you make like artist YouTube channel, it's like artist job. So you hire yourself to draw for YouTube. And you kind of practice to be more like more relaxed when you have somebody watching you draw or speak while you draw. It's definitely helped me like at my workshops, because like if you have like workshop in real life when you need to draw and talk with people, it's super uncomfortable, because they're watching like every move you do. Like many people look you're drawing something, and it's make you nervous. And then when you draw, it's hard to talk if you not practice. And then so all this together combine. You draw, so you cannot really focus to kind of build your speech, and also you're nervous because there's many people watching and listen you. And on YouTube you can practice this, so it's not intimidating anymore, and it's kind of helps in real life. It's not only digital. Nice. Yeah, and I'm not kind of hiding it. It's just, maybe it's like, yeah, this effect, like when you make it, because it's your work, so you can see everything, right? You can see every minor mistake or something, or you can see how far you from this quality you really want to achieve. So yeah, and that's why it's helpful to make this kind of you can have like more real life workshop or public drawing and talking experience, or you can have this experience on YouTube. It's also help you to realize this thing is that most of the time when you feel like everything very bad, it's like, oh my god, my drawing very bad, this workshop was horrible, but then you see people and they're kind of happy, somebody even like write you like feedback or telling this like was the best workshop in their life. Somebody tell like, oh, everything was perfect, we're so happy. It's like, really? Okay. Okay, nice. It's kind of important experience. Yeah, sometimes it's we're really inadequate, we cannot judge properly. But still, in the same time, I think it's also always true. All these mistakes, they're actually also true. It's just they're not so crucial kind of as you think. Like in this idea of make finish not perfect art, like you beginner kind of, or some like wrong approach is like when you think every work should be perfect, right? If it's not perfect, then it's like you are not succeed if a result is not perfect, when in reality if you make it finish, and if it's actual, if it have like all these essential requirements, then it's your success. Yeah, you make it. Next work will be better. But right now, you definitely have a successful work. You achieve result. So kind of like tricky everything about this balance. Because I think it's also this again, like all these masters who I respect, yeah, they always can say when it's like bad work, like being like extremely honest with yourself, right? And then this allow you and them to get to a really, really good level. And then you will have this like confidence when you know, yeah, this thing is really great. That's it. It's not some kind of like trying to just convince yourself and like, no, you know, yeah, you know, this stuff is great. That's it. You're a master now. You know, that's why I kind of like, I'm totally fine with like real masters to be aware like how great they are, because it's true. Like when you go to this like high level, when you're like some this guy, like I don't know what's like a guitarist from Manowar, like yeah, dude is like real like icon rock star, like super mega dude. Let him be arrogant. He'd have every reason for this. If he arrogant, I don't know. Just seen some video, like it was like stupid video. And I don't know, just stupid stuff I'm talking right now. But you know, like some young artists sometimes also might be like stumble upon some master artists and they're like, oh, he's so arrogant. No, he's not arrogant. He's kind of busy and maybe he's tired. That's it. And he don't need to be humble anymore. He's a master, bro. Так. Yeah, it's like a swimmer and a fish. So master, he's a fish. He's like a dolphin, right? And you're like a diver. You're diving into these deep waters, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm so deep. I'm a diver here. And there is a master kind of living underwater. He's like, look at you like with this like tired look. Say like, bro, I'm a fish. You're a diver. That's kind of a difference here. Так. Look at me. I am the fish. It's like, say my name. I am the fish who knocks. Так. And it was so funny. It was like couple workshops when, especially like when it's like your first real life workshops. It's like extremely stressful. You're like so nervous. You're absolutely not confident. It's super stressful. And all you need is just like focus on work. Don't think about how stressful it is. Just focus on work, do your work, do everything you can do. And then you discover it's kind of like nobody know you was nervous. And like you was not just nervous. You been like terrified, like on the edge of total collapse. Like, I was like, sometimes I was like, oh my god, like I don't know what I'm doing, like what is happening, like it's ridiculous. I'm like humiliating myself, like so crazy pressure. But you keep doing, you working all this, and everybody think you're like being super confident and a professional. So, and then when one of such workshops was, I have like assistant teacher, and she's like, oh my god, like I'm not sure what I'm doing, I don't know what I'm doing. And she talk like this to students. I say like, wait, it's a mistake. Don't tell people you don't know what you're doing. Because people don't need to know this. It's like you already have some experience. You, before you get into this stressful state, you know you have enough experience, you have this knowledge, which is worth of sharing. It's something like you can share with other people, right? That's it. So you have it. And yeah, right now you under this affection, you like oh, like I'm a nobody, I don't know what I'm doing. People don't need to know this. You don't need to tell everyone about this. They came to professional and they want to have this experience, to be taught by professional. Don't disappoint them. Don't destroy this experience. Just give it to them. And like in the movies, people help you with this. Like in the movies, you know, like most of films, they're like, they have so many holes. Like they're like barely holding up. They all have so many like story plot holes, weird effects, weird acting, like a lot of problems. It's like a bunch of mistakes and problems. But because you go to cinema or you like watch a movie, you want to have great experience, right? And subconsciously you help movie to be good. You trying to kind of ignore all mistakes and you want to believe in it. You want to be fooled. You want to be entertained, right? It's always work like this. So it's interesting kind of moment about this. So when, I mean, like shadow art say about this theme. So so I mean, it's not like a lion or manipulating people, but it's interestingly kind of, it has this parallel with actual lie and manipulation. It's kind of like intersections there, like parallel. Because also like one day I was realized this about people who manipulate other people, because same way they it's like you cannot fool anyone. You can only support their self lie. So when people lie to themselves, these manipulators, they know what you're like to lie for yourself, and they support your lie. They help you to fool yourself. This is what they do. If it's kind of weird lighting here. Maybe this better. Because if they don't know what you want to hear, they will never fool you. So manipulation and the lie only works when people know what you want to hear, and they tell you what you want to hear, and you say like, oh, really? I will like I will drink this, and I will become like super confident and successful person. I say yes, exactly. I say, wow, give me 5 of this. It's like, oh, this workshop will make me like artist. In the 5 hours I will become professional artist. Say yes, exactly. I say, oh, nice. Take my $5,000 for this workshop, you know. And after say like, oh, they fooled me. Oh, it's a how to say, it's a scam. I say, yeah. I mean, like, it should be obvious, but you just don't want to believe it before, right? It's you who want to convince yourself it is not a scam. That's why it works. It's kind of weird looking. Так. Just kind of check it makes sounds. I think it's annoying. Scratching sounds. Так. Yeah, seems to capture watercolor any different light type, kind of soft light. As this one capture very poorly. Yeah, so here's, I think this orange is opaque. Opaque. Yeah. So need to be careful. Okay. Anyway, kind of this. Так. Next time we'll color this stuff. The next watercolor tutorial or video, whatever. So, see you later.